With Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Monday, Easter Monday. Hope you guys had an awesome weekend. I hope you guys rocked out whatever you planned. A little bit different this year from normal years. Not so much different from last year. But I hope you guys are ready for the week ahead. Enjoyed the long weekend, the time off, time to get right back into the grind. A quick update. This month, doTERRA is doing some really cool things with their enrollment kits. There is a couple new enrollment kits that they have introduced this month. I don't know if they're a limited time. I would assume not. But there's tons of cool new stuff that's going on with the doTERRA enrollment kits. New free stuff that's being given away, different discounts and stuff like that. So if you're interested in enrolling, getting an enrollment kit or getting new differences with your oils, definitely now's your time to do it. Drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. I am in the finishing touches of a weight loss course for beginners that I am looking to put together. If you are interested or anybody you know of is interested in early bird access, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message. We'll get you signed up for that. There's tons of cool stuff that goes along with the early bird access. So let's get into today's topic. What I wanted to talk a little bit about today was making healthy eating fun. When we're talking about eating healthy and, living the healthy lifestyle and, changing your life and cutting out all the bad food, right? It can seem like a big thing, right? We need to, it can seem like a lot of kale salads with cucumbers and tomatoes. Yay. Fruit smoothies. Yummy. But that's where I want to come and give some tips that help me sort of make healthy eating fun, right? Make it so that you don't really want to, or make it so that, you want to eat healthy and you're not really deterred by eating healthy. You're not really going in there thinking like, all right, again, let's do it. So that's where I wanted to come and give some tips that help me, and I want to share them with you. Hopefully they help you too. Let's get right into it. So tip number one for me is not so much making healthy eating fun or anything. It's kind of a mindset thing, right? We need to eat for health. I read something somewhere that our body needs the vitamins and minerals that comes from roughly 14 servings of fruits and vegetables per day. 14 servings, that's a lot. So that's where we need to really understand that our body needs a lot more than we have the time and effort to put into it on a daily basis. That's why I like talking a lot about supplements, incorporating supplements, because it's not always possible to eat all of the vitamins and nutrients that we need on a daily basis. But at the same time, you need to understand that your body needs a certain amount of, or a certain type of food, right? A certain type of intake into your body. And you need to be really mindful of that. You need to understand that your body needs certain types of food on a daily basis in order to be able to function properly. That's why you hear all the time fruits and vegetables, right? An apple a day will keep the doctor away. And then there's certain foods that actually work with your body. Bananas, avocados, foods like that are actually fat burning foods, right? So they actually go into your body and your body uses them to burn fat. Different foods like watermelon, cucumber, celery is a great one. Those ones are good for allowing you to get more water into your diet without actually having to drink water. A lot of things that I hear about when drinking water is how bland the taste is, and how we would rather not than do it, right? Celery is actually a great one. It's roughly so little calories that you actually burn calories by eating it. Right? So if you can burn calories by eating, sign me up for that diet. I will definitely follow that one to a T. So that's where we just really need to understand that, food is fuel. food is health, food is medicine, right? Before, you got to think about before, modern medicine was invented, that was all that the people had was just food and nutrients, and they would live off the land, right? So that's where we have kind of come different in society, and it is tough on our busy, on-the-go lifestyles, right? We don't always have enough time to eat as much as we can, let alone the right types of food, right? So that's number one. Just be mindful of what you're eating. Your body needs a certain type of food, a certain amount of vitamins and minerals on a daily basis in order to function properly. So just provide your body with health. Don't provide your body with junk, with fast food, processed food all the time, because you are what you eat, and eventually you will become what you eat. Tip number 2 is to add some color. I love this one because when you're thinking about eating healthy, it's all about salads, right? That's really the one thing that comes to people's mind is I gotta eat more greens, I gotta get more salad, and I gotta do I gotta salad with the cucumbers and the kiwi and the celery, right? And something else, zucchini, and we're all looking at the same color, right? We can't really understand why we don't want to eat healthy. I mean, I can tell you right there, it's boring. It's straight boring. You don't want to eat it because it looks healthy, right? A lot of time we don't want to eat healthy when it looks healthy, and you're like, no, thank you. I appreciate that. I had actually a buddy of mine we offered him something like egg on avocado toast, and he says, no, that sounds way too healthy for me. And that's really the way that we're thinking, right? We are thought processed, right, if we will, we like to look at our food, and we like when our food looks good, and when it looks tasty. And I mean, let's get real here, those desserts, those pastries look a lot better than that fruit salad, or not the fruit salad, the kale salad, or the cup of cucumbers. But that's actually what I'm talking about, is a fruit salad, right? If you get the fruit salad, you get grapes, strawberries, a little bit of apple, some pear, right? Some blueberries, and you're getting all sorts of different colors, right? Raspberries, then blackberries, and all that, right? And you can do it a lot of different colors, and in that instance, it actually is more appeasing for you to look at, right? And in the fridge, you will tend to go for the stuff that looks better, right? McDonald's makes a living off of it. You can tell that bright red and yellow from basically anywhere in the world. You know what the bright red sign with the yellow M, you know what that means. And you're more drawn to it because of the cool colors. There's a lot of scientific research behind being drawn to certain colors, right? Red and yellow are two of the biggest ones. So that's where you want to use color to your advantage, make your food more colorful. Even your kale salad can have some tomatoes. It can have a little bit of onions, right? You can throw some avocado in there. Then put some seeds on it, right? Chia seeds, pumpkin seeds. Throw in some cranberries, right? So there's a lot of different ways to liven up your food. There's a lot of different ways to make it more appealing to look at. And when you like looking at your food, you're going to tend to eat more. I know that I do, and that's a tip that really helps me. Make it appealing to look at. I know Tina's the same way. When it's really appealing to look at, we tend to go for that first. Number 3, meal prep. I love this one because the hardest thing that nobody ever told you about adulthood is that you're going to have to figure out 3 different meals every single day for the rest of your life. Wow. Now, on top of the 3 different meals, you're going to also have to have snacks because I don't know, maybe I'm the only person in the world that gets hungry in between meals, right? Between breakfast and lunch, I get hungry. Between lunch and dinner, I get hungry. After dinner, sometimes I get hungry, right? It happens. But what we do is we meal prep. Meal prep because meal prep helps us in the long run, right? It makes it less of a burden on us to do it on a daily basis, right? Nothing different than making a week's worth of meals. I know Tina and I, we love making the stir fries. We actually figured out this new thing that we make is just this vegetable platter where we just pile a whole bunch of vegetables into a baking sheet or a baking tray, I guess, and throw it in the oven, cook it for however long it needs to cook. And then that gives us vegetables for the week. So that's our side dish right there for the week. Then what we do is we'll cook up a couple of chicken breasts as the breasts, right? Sometimes we'll cut it up and we'll make it little cubes, stuff like that. So, and then that way we cook it up for more meals. So that way, what we tend to do is we have a container of the vegetables, a container of the meat, and then sometimes we'll cook up extra rice, noodles, stuff like that. And that's the stuff that we really keep on hand, right? Some sidekicks, stuffing, turkey stuffing, stuff like that. And I find that's, meal prep is huge because we don't always leave ourselves enough time in order to cook everything, and we don't always, have the energy or the effort, especially after a long day, to cook meals, to cook dinner for tonight, and then and then do it all again in the morning, right? Wake up early in the morning to cook breakfast and lunch, right? Then come home at night and cook dinner, right? So there's so many things that go on in life. Plus, I like to talk about the non-negotiables that happen in life, right? We need to eat, but we need to go to work. We need to sleep. We need to find time for some sort of extracurricular thing, right? So that's where meal prep helps huge, and it will make healthy eating a lot more funner and a lot more easier because all of your meals are ready right there waiting for you. You just need to heat it up. That's where we love, the vegetable dish, and then the chicken or the meat, whatever, is made right there for us. So we literally have both of those made. We just have to decide if we're eating it just like that, right? Or if we're putting it on like a base, maybe some rice, quinoa, stuff like that. Quinoa. What's the other one? Couscous. Those are great for like protein. They also have lots of fiber in them, so that's good for digestive health. Meal prepping, I promise you, will help exponentially. It was one of the biggest things that helped me in my life, and I promise that I will never not do it. I love meal prepping for, at least 3-4 days, and then we kind of, leave a day open, if you will. If that's the way you want to. I know that, certain families, Tina's family, they have like pizza night every Friday, right? So that's a night that you could leave open. Number 4, so we are talking making healthy eating fun, simple ways to sort of make healthy eating fun. Number 1, eat for health. Number 2, add some color. Number 3, meal prep. Number 4, find new recipes. This one's huge actually because Tina and I, we actually did this morning. We went looking for some recipes. And like, I get excited just thinking about this. I don't really get excited about the cooking or the cleanup and all that, but I do get excited about finding new recipes, and I get excited about the possibilities, right? And I love food, right? There's no two ways around it. I love food. I love eating. I love everything about it. And so for me, it's really hard to stay sort of on course, on track, right? So that's why I find new recipes, right? New things that make food seem healthy, make the healthy food seem better, make it just look more appealing. New recipes, I get really excited when about the possibilities because, people, there's so many recipes out there. I mean, recipe books are like the top selling health and wellness book in like the world every single year because people are looking for different recipes, especially like for us. I mean, I know right off the bat this morning, we were looking at breakfast, and when you think about breakfast, what is it? Bacon and eggs. If you don't have bacon and eggs, what else are you going to do? So that's where it's not that we don't like bacon and eggs, but the same thing over and over can get tedious and boring, right? And that's where you don't really stick to it, or you're like, I might as well go and get some fast food because it's easier and whatever. I hate it anyways, but whatever, it's easier. And I don't have to have the same thing over and over. So that's where, like, for me, I don't really mind. After a while, I guess I will. But Tina's like that. She really doesn't like the same thing over and over. So that actually forces us to get out there, think outside the box, figure out new recipes, and have a little bit of fun with it, right? Especially when we get together, and we're bouncing new ideas off each other, and we're kind of following the recipe, but putting a little bit different things in there, right? Maybe we add a spice here, or we subtract something there, or, it asks for a half a cup of butter, and maybe we don't want to add half a cup of butter. Maybe we'll cut that down to like a quarter cup, maybe, I don't know, something like that. So finding new recipes just gets me excited. I mean, that's why I love sharing this tip, because it gets me excited. I love learning new things. I love especially new recipes. I'm not really that great of a cook, but I can try, and it'll look like food, whether or not it tastes like it. That's story for another video, I think. But find new recipes. Make it, take yourself outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you do something that you've never even thought of, or try a theme night, right? Different recipe from a different country of the world. Why not? Try it out. Number 5, plan a cheat meal. This one is great. It goes along with my other tip with your meal prepping, because I love talking about this one in terms of when you plan a cheat meal. I don't know, because everybody's different, but I think that you will automatically want to eat better for the duration of up until your cheat meal. Because subconsciously we do things, this is where I'm going to explain myself. Subconsciously, we do things always for a reward, right? We go to work in the morning because we get rewarded by pay, right? We come home because we get rewarded by a loving family that's happy to see us, right? We buy a new car because we get rewarded with how many people at work are jealous of our new car that we got, right? We buy a new shirt or a new tie because we're excited for, how it makes us feel and how people are going to make us feel when they see us, right? So that's where we do everything in life, whether or not you're conscious about it. We do it for a reward. For me, I'm super competitive, so I always do things for a reward. Even if there's no reward involved, I'll find a reward to give myself. But use this one to your advantage. Use the fact that we always want a reward to your advantage, right? So you're going to plan a cheat meal or a cheat day or a cheat, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to eat healthy all the way up until this day, this meal, right? And then we're going to let loose for a little bit, just a little bit. We're going to reward ourselves. We're going to pat ourselves on the back. We're going to give us our job well done. Good job, buddy. We're going to do this together. We're going to take our mind off of the daily hustle and bustle of life, and we're going to let loose for this one meal or this one day, and we're going to do it, and we're going to do it, and we're going to party like 1999. And I love this one. I really think that this one will help. In terms of subconsciously making you want to eat healthier for more often up until this one cheat day or your cheat meal. Try it. I really think it'll work. And if it doesn't work, come back and tell me how it didn't work, and I'll reframe my whole train of thought. Number 6, involve the family. This one's great. This is a great way to get everybody involved in everything. Like I was mentioning earlier, when Tina and I were working together, we're bouncing ideas off each other. And it's also, it also makes it so much easier to do everything in the kitchen and to make, to make it seem like you're not doing as much as you are. I know for me, when when it's just me and Tina's at work or whatever, and doing all the food prep, and then the cooking, and then the cleanup after, and then everything that goes along with it, it can be very overwhelming. And I mean, for me, cutting onions, I start tearing, and I'm like, I do not want to do this ever again. So that's where I can understand a lot of it, why people don't want to cook. Why people just resort to fast food. At this point, skip the dishes. They're like supporting small businesses, right? So involve the family, right? That way you can get new ideas, bounce new ideas off each other. You can probably come up with some brand new recipe you had no idea you might like. That way you can, it's a thing that can get everybody involved. I know that you can, if you don't mind a little bit of the cleanup after, you can have a little bit of a food fight, take your mind off of, the daily monotony of life, right? So involve the family. Get everybody involved, especially if you have kids, right? Kids, I can only imagine how bored kids are right now. And getting them involved with, with cooking, with learning new recipes, giving their ideas. I know that, like, I don't know, but that's one of the things that kids really they feel devalued at, is that they're not really heard, right? They're just these little things that, get out of my way. So when you can make them feel heard, right, and you can ask them ideas and bounce ideas off of them and make them feel like they're part of it, I think that'll make them, a lot happier and, more willing to want to help and, to be a little bit more on the accepting side of things. Involve the family, get everybody involved. Figure out some brand new concoction you had no idea that you might like. You might not, it might suck hard, but you don't know until you try it. You could come up with a new family recipe, who knows? My last tip, more than anything, is essential oils. I love using essential oils. This month only, actually, lime is the free product of the month from doTERRA. I love using this oil in my water. You can use this one anytime they ask for the zest of a lime. That's where the essential oil comes from. So I really like using that one. Rosemary is another one that, again, any recipe that calls for rosemary to be used, definitely try this out. One of the benefits of the rosemary essential oil is that it promotes focus and mental clarity. So you're kind of getting that double benefit in there. And then my last oil that I have here is pink pepper. Pink pepper is it's actually great for boosting the immune system. It's got frankincense-ish properties in it, so it's great for helping boost the immune system and helping protect against seasonal threats, stuff like that. Word of caution with that one, use a very little bit because Tina and I tried that one in our spaghetti recipe the one time. It was very, very pink peppery. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys found some value out of this. I know I had some fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, or if you would like a free sample of oils, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.